Today we are reading Does It Have to Be the Same? Question mark. Yes, that is important. Sora and Sova sat beneath the white shade of the willow tree, its branches barely swaying in the still air. The grass beneath them whispered against Sova's bare legs, cool and soft, while it tickled the tips of Sora's fingers as he absently grazed it with his hand. Damn, no one cares for Mother Nature. With no breeze to chase away the heat, the air clung to their skin like a second layer. It wasn't just the temperature taking them restless. What? Making them restless? It was the scene unfolding just a few meters away. Is that American or is that like British? I don't know. Up on the hill, Yuri and Yuji were seated in the sun. Their laughter carried faintly down toward the twins. They were surrounded by their so-called old friends, Vincent and Akira. Oh, God. Two sharp figures from the Americas who seemed to settle into their spots like they belonged there. The kind of people who spoke in confident tones and took up more space than they should. The kind of people who made Sora and Sova feel like afterthoughts. Even in the shade, the ache in their chests burned. They're burning. The hill felt miles away, despite the short distance, and their laughter from above only made them feel more invisible, irrelevant. I don't know, do better, bro. Like, what do you get for being poor? Hold on. What? They look so comfortable. Wait, oh, God. Yeah, they look so comfortable with them, Sova murmured, her red eyes fixed on Yuri. Her voice was low, careful, as though she was afraid the windless day might still carry it away. I don't know. She sounds like Mort, bro. Sora didn't respond at first, but the twitch in his jaw said enough. His gaze was locked on Yuji, whose tail flicked lazily in the sunlit grass. He's a dog, bro. What do you want him to do? Sora had memorized that tail, how it curled when Yuji laughed, how it stilled when he was deep in thought. But today, it wasn't still for him. Oh, well, damn. Losing Bay already? On the hill, Yuri snorted mid-laugh. Then composed herself with a soft smile. Your parents, oh no, your parents made you do that? I expected it, but I didn't think you'd actually go through with it, she said, adjusting to sit on her knees. Girl, who sits like that? Vincent gave a short chuckle. Oh, I wouldn't have, but Akira was dead set on it. It looked bad if the big brother didn't follow through. Akira rolled his eyes. You begged me to reconsider. Tried to bribe me with the stupid watch you think I like. I have no idea what you're talking about, Vincent said with mock innocence. Throwing a glance down the hill, he noticed the twins under the tree, still and quiet. Akira followed his gaze and narrowed his eyes slightly before returning to the conversation. Who the hell? You seem to bring those two everywhere, Vincent said suddenly, tilting his head toward Yuri and Yuji. Just how close are you with them? Huh? The words were casual, but his tone carried carried some something else's thinly veiled judgment, maybe even a challenge. Yuri stiffened. Yuji hesitant too, his tail pausing mid-sway. Well, it's rather complex, Yuri said finally, her voice soft. Yeah, Yuji added quickly, not meeting anyone's eyes. They keep us company. They keep us company here while. Vincent smiled, a slow curl of his lips that didn't quite reach his eyes. Oh, so you missed us that much, he said, pressing a hand to his chest in a mock sentiment. Had to find stand-ins? How touching. Akira didn't laugh. Instead, he looked back at the twins again. From this angle, Sova's arms were curled around her legs, and Sora was saying something he couldn't hear. They looked nothing like them. What? They're not like us at all, Vincent. I wonder what about them drew Yuri and Yuji in. Or maybe what they're missing now that we're back. How about we Head to the shade, Yuji asked, brushing his bangs from his bow. It's starting to get hot. Without waiting for a reply, he rose to his feet, brushing the grass off his pants. Pants. And began to make his way down the hill. The sun lit the edges of his dark hair, giving him a soft outline as he walked. Yuji, okay, drawing. Yuri followed close behind, her steps light and quick, almost like she couldn't wait to close the distance between them and the twins beneath the tree. Okay, dog. Bro, calm down. Vincent and Akira took their time. Snails. They strolled down the hill with ease, like the sun didn't bother them at all. Damn, it's because they're white. They're not white, though. Wait, or maybe they just enjoyed watching the shift in dynamics unfold from a distance. Sora looked up first, catching the sight of Soba? Sora looked up first, catching the sight of Yuji approaching. His heart jumped before he could stop it. Whipped. Done sunbathing? He asked, his voice soft with a smile barely concealed the relief blooming in his chest. Yuji gave a quiet laugh as he sat beside him, their shoulders nearly touching. I'm surprised you weren't doing the same. Sora shrugged. Didn't feel like the burning today. Sova hadn't spoken yet, but Yuri's presence seemed to light her up in ways words couldn't. Her red eyes locked onto Yuri's, a spark of something tender flickering there. What the hell? Oh. Felt like my hair was starting to catch fire, Yuri muttered, as she knelt down beside Sova. She better not be on her knees again, bro. Who sits like that? Settling into the grass, she adjusted her posture. I'm watching you. And leaned back on her hands. Okay. Allowing her fingers to accidentally underline and brush Sova. Sova froze. Oh my god, she's being gay. Her gaze dropped to her hands, startled by soft contact. Yuri noticed too, and for a split second, her fingertip grazed a faint fading mark on Sova's middle finger. She's gonna flip her off. No. Sova's heart skipped. She recoiled just slightly, pulling her hand back. Not out of sight, but the intimacy of it all. Before either of them could process the moment further, the other two arrived. Clock strikes 12 midnight. Alright. Akira took the spot beside Yuji, resting an arm across his bent knee as he leaned back. What the hell? Oh, Yuji, are you free later? Tonight, I was hoping we could all have dinner and catch up and stuff. Like the old times. Sora's smile faltered. Oh my god, the sad face. But only slightly. Okay, fake. He could feel the tension settled in Soba's shoulders beside him. The message was clear. Just the four of them. Damn. They weren't exactly being excluded, but they weren't being included either. Before anyone else could speak, Sora sat up a little straighter. Who? Sora. Okay, my bad. Bro. That looks for us, he said, his tone cool and even. We've got to work tonight anyway. As he stood up, he leaned close to Yuji's neck, close enough to feel the warmth of his skin. Oh my god, don't be freaky here. No. To see the way the dog beats when his ears twitched at the sudden proximity. This is giving gigolos, bro. It was brief, but Sova caught it. So did Yuri. Yuji's ears perked and stiffened. His tail shifted against the grass. A flush crept up his neck, reaching the tips of his cheekbones. Oh? Vincent quirked a brow. And what do you two do for work exactly? His tone wasn't innocent. Okay, it's Mickey Mouse. What do you expect? Sova opened her mouth to speak, but Sora beat her to it, turning his red gaze to Vincent with a serene smile, one that didn't reach his eyes. We do night... No, that's not... Oh, no, sorry! We do night shift at the family to business, he said calmly. Vincent studied him clearly. studied him, clearly unconvinced. A family business, huh? His smile widened, knowing, smug. We should pay you two a visit sometime. That won't be necessary, Yuri cut in, a little too quickly. We have that dinner, remember? We can spend the rest of the day together instead. Yuji nodded agreement, eyes flicking to Sora and Sova. Y'all, y'all, let's not complicate things. There was an edge in his voice, protective perhaps, or maybe guilty. We won't we won't keep you, Yuji added gently, looking directly at the twins. We'll hear you later, alright? Sora held his gaze for a moment, then gave a polite nod, his smile softening just a touch. He turned to walk away, hands in his pocket. Okay, emo boy. His shoulder tense but composed. Sova lingered a beat longer, her eyes flitting once more to Yuri. If wanting to say something, girl, it's because you don't speak. You still saw. Oh no, she didn't. She didn't. The words for something about that. Then she quietly followed after her brother. Yeah, go run. Oh no, stop. This was routine for the twins, something ingrained into them like muscle memory. Okay, whatever. You guys are emo. You're poor. No one cares. They had learned long ago to expect it. The silence, the sidelong glances, the subtle shifts when their presence became inconvenient. Oh, no one cares. I'm you guys emo. You're not cool. I chose better. They didn't complain. They didn't voice the ache that sometimes gnawed at the edges of their hearts. All it ever took was a second look between them and one shared glance. Their thoughts would be confirmed without a single word. Okay, I'm mute or whatever. Oh, I'm Parasite. I'm so cool. There was no real reason to be upset. My bad. Literally. Actually, no, for real. No reason to be upset. After all, they weren't anything official to Yuri and Yuji. Just side piece. No promises tethered to them. I don't know, man. Soon. No labels bound to them. They were simply acquaintances, colleagues, who happened. You guys don't deserve that title. Y'all poor as hell to share too many personal moments. Strangers who knew too much about each other, their smiles and each other's. But feelings didn't ask for permission to grow. They had bloomed anyway, in quiet spaces, between touches, between glances. They lingered just a little too long. Still, Sora and Sova kept those feelings behind smiles and polite nods. They preferred that Yuri and Yuji weren't so oblivious to the brothers' advances. The way Vincent and Akira circled them like vultures, charming and easy, familiar. Leave them alone! You guys will win anyway. But speaking up, that wasn't their place. It never had been. So they bit their tongues. I thought I said tiny. I was like, hello? So they bit their tongues and forced down the taste of something bitter. Because saying something would only make things worse, would only drive people they care about further and further away. And yet the question lingered. Do things always have to stay the same? Okay, title drop, whatever. For Sova, that question gnawed more viciously than she'd like to admit. Damn. It came to her on a night she hadn't planned to remember. She had been... Oh God. She had been taking a quiet stroll near the outskirts of town, under the muted glow of the streetlights. The night was cool, the kind that urged reflection, and Sova had been on her way to visit Yuri. Ooh, no. Maybe excuse of needing help with something small, just to see her. But as she's near the river, the wound behind... The wound? Girl, I don't know this kind of... Oh, no. The what? Oh, I'm lost. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay, there's a prickle. Something... Yuri... What is that? The wound behind Yuri's neighborhood? Okay. She froze. Oh my God, someone used ice beam. There, illuminated in a soft shimmer of the moon of the water, was Yuri. And fucking Mickey Mouse. They were alone. For the first time that Sova had ever seen. Yuri had introduced them once, a casual thing, nothing suspicious. Back then, Sova had felt a prickle of unease. Okay, porcupine. But she'd pushed it aside, telling herself she was overthinking. But here, seeing them together, in the quiet of night, the unease grew claws. Girl, it's not a cat, bro. Vincent was standing close, too close. His posture casual, almost lazy, but his eyes sharp and focused, drinking in every... What? Yeah, drinking in every flicker of movement Yuri made. That's what we like, a devoted man. Screw oh no. But it wasn't the way a friend looked at someone. No. It was how Silva's gay ass looked at her. It was a look Silva knew all too well. The look of hunger. What's finally tomorrow? Hello? Oh my god! Wait, no. The look of hunger disguised as affection. She had seen it in the eyes of passing strangers. She had seen it in her own reflection. She stared at Yuri for too long. Girl, she's not a mirror. Do better. It was the realization that hit her the hardest. Soba had a thought for a moment to call out, to approach, to pretend she hadn't seen what she saw. But something something stopped her. Instead, she turned on a heel and left, her footsteps quiet, her heart loud. Heart attack? She didn't need to see more to understand. Vincent's hair was light like hers, his eyes a shade of red that mirrored her own, his pale skin caught on the moonlight the same way as her did. Was that it? Oh. To seeing me bring back memories for her. Oh shit. To seeing me bring back memories for her. Soba wondered, a cold, sinking feeling settling in her chest. Does she only see him when he looks at me? It scared her how deeply that thought cut. Because there's one thing Soba wanted more than anything from Yuri. Not love, not even acknowledgement. She only wanted Yuri to look at her and see her, not Vincent, not anyone else. So when Yuri's brown eyes finds hers across the crowded room, or in the quiet spaces they sometimes shared, Soba prayed, silently, desperately. Please, don't see him when you look at me. See me. Only me. Oh my god, now we're at the gay men. Oh no. Okay. For Sora, it was eating him alive. The questions, the doubts, the quiet fears he buried deep inside himself. He couldn't ignore them for a time. Smile through them, joke through them. But there was always there, gnawing at the back of his mind. Stop being fuzzy. He didn't know what Yuji truly thought of Akira. He had thought naive, that he could reach the answer inside their body language. Okay. Their careless exchange, that if he paid close enough attention, he would be able to see it. See, this guy's not as devoted as Soba. Fake all. But the more he watched, the more confused he became. Akira never said anything obviously put out of line. He always put words that are carefully measured. My boy's just a puppy, bro. Leave him alone. Coated in casual warmth. But his actions told a different story. Exactly, he's a puppy. The way he leaned in a little too closely when Yuji laughed. The way his gaze softened when Yuji spoke about the smallest, most mundane things. And Yuji wasn't cold to it. No. He meant Akira's familiarity with the easy comfort of his own. Somewhere between uncertainty and muscle memory. As if something old and broken inside him recognized Akira's presence and didn't know whether to welcome it or fear it. Sora told himself he was only noticing because he was close to Yuji. Or maybe it was something else. Maybe it was fear. He tried not to think about it during the day. But the worry had a way of creeping up on him when he least expected it. No. Like the day it dawned on him. It was during lunch, when the world should have felt normal. When it should have been any easy moment shared with Yuji. But Yuji was missing. Sora wandered across the courtyard, his tray in hand. His tray! No, something searching without really letting himself feel like he was searching. That's a lot of searching, bro. He checked all their usual spots. The stone bench, the koi pond, the hidden corner behind the gym, the tree, stuff. Nothing. It wasn't until he rounded the side of the old art building that he found them. Yuji and Akira. They were tucked away in the shade, sitting close against the brick wall. Too close. Yuji's tail was thudding lightly against the grass, a soft wag that he didn't even seem to realize he was doing. Akira was feeding him bits of food from a small container, laughing under his breath every time Yuji chirped about how good it was. There was no space between them. Ooh. Sora stood there, frozen, letting the scene sink into him like a needle pressing into his skin. Okay, you're not Ryozo, bro. Y'all are all copying. He watched how Akira's smile wasn't the usual smug smirk he wore around the others. It was different, softer, genuine. The kind of smile that barely touched the mouth, but illuminated the eyes. No, don't leave. Where did it go? And Akira... What? And Akira, he leaned toward Yuji without hesitation, as if there were no walls between them anymore. As if it was offering vulnerability to Yuji was natural, even instinctual. It made Sora's stomach twist painfully. A thud. He can't let his thoughts get to him. Sora pressed his lips into a thin line, schooling his face into a familiar neutral expression he wore when he didn't want the world to see what he was feeling. He didn't want to see anymore. He didn't want to wonder if Yuji had found someone familiar, from a time before Sora even existed in his life. Because what Sova said was true. Akira came first. But that didn't mean the feelings remained the same. Did it? Sora wished he could believe that time changed everything. That bonds faded and that new ones took in their place. That he could be enough. But standing in the sun with the laughter wasn't a part of echoing behind him. Sora realized something else. He didn't know if Yuji ever saw him the way he wanted to be seen. If he was special. If he mattered enough. And maybe he would never know. Still, despite the quiet fear clawing at his heart, Sora found himself praying at God he didn't even believe in. Yes! Wait, no, copy of Rayan, bro. Lies. If Yuji remembers Akira's name, please don't let him forget mine. Okay, Shakespeare. Oh, no. The walk back to their apartment was a quiet one. It always was. See, they're copying thick names now. But today, the silence felt heavier. Thicker. As if even the air around them knew that weight on their hands stuffed into their pockets of his pants. He's so emo. Someone trailed just behind their steps, light and soundless, like a ghost. Neither of them had said anything in a long while. They didn't need to. Go away. They understood each other in glances, in ways Silva's shoulders. There's something. They're emo. I hate emo people. Still, when they reached the old stairwell leading up to their apartment, Sora broke the silence. They're nothing but the people, he said, his voice low, almost reluctant, kicking at a stray pebble. I thought I was going to say like a stray cat. Oh no. Silva didn't answer at first. She paused, gazing up the worn-out building. It's because they're poor. They're poor, literally Yui's house. As if the cracks in the bricks might offer her answer. And then, after a long moment, she spoke with a small murmur. Take it. Sora turned slightly to look at her, not with surprise, just quiet agreement. Yeah, he said, breathing out a humorless laugh. Almost theatrical. Not because they were bad, but because what they could take from them. The parts of Yuri and Yuji they weren't ready to see. They climbed the stairs side by side. Girl, those stairs are skinny, bro. Like, it has to be one or the other, bro. It can't be next to each other. The cracking under the weight. They're fat and poor. When they reached the doors, Sova lingered by the railing, her pale hair catching the last gold streaks of sunlight. She's like a Pokemon. She's gonna use Solar Beam. Oh, hell no. She stared up over the rooftops, her mouth pressed into a thin line. Sora unlocked the door, but didn't go inside. He leaned against the frame, watching her. You think they'll talk to us? He asked, his voice barely a whisper. Sova didn't answer right away. Her hands tightened around the sleeves of her shirt. Finally, she shook her head. Emo ass. It was almost imperceptible, but Sora saw it. He lowered his hands, his bangs falling into his eyes. I'm telling you, for a long moment, they just stood there stood there, two silhouettes in a fading light, feeling the same ink and knowing there's nothing they could do to stop it. The world kept turning, and the people they care about kept slipping further and further from their reach. Without another words, where, bro, no, I'm losing my ability, bro. Parasite us. So without another word, Silva brushed past Sora into the apartment. He touched, her touch barely grazed his arm as she passed. What a bitch! Oh no, a client. Wait, no, a silent apology for the truth couldn't lie about. Sora followed her inside, closing the door softly behind them. Outside, the sun dipped below the horizon. Inside, the quiet swallowed them whole. And still, they said nothing. Because some kinds of sadness are way too heavy to speak out loud. Yeah, just like yo papa, bro. We did it! Woo-hoo! Let that hit.